Welcome back for another episode of Storytime in Stephanie's Kitchen, where I read aloud a recipe from one of the many cookbooks that I have in my collection. As a school librarian, I have had so many opportunities to curate collections of cookbook-style picture books. And this one that I will share with you today is called Challah Day, and it is illustrated by Jason Kirschner and written by Charlotte Offsay. And as you know, it is a copyright violation for me to read the picture book to you, but I will tell you all about it and read the recipe that is included. So get yourself comfortable and start listening. I will link all of the information at the end of this video so that you can actually find the recipe and make it yourself. This is Challah Day, and it was published in 2023. And I will first read to you from the inside front cover. Challah Day, it's Challah Day. Come and bake with us today. Mom and Dad and baby too. We love challah, so will you. A family shares laughter and makes memories while baking challah for their special Friday night Shabbat dinner. Join this celebration of family, food, and tradition and follow along with the recipe too. I will tell you a little bit about the author and illustrator from the back. Charlotte Offsay was born in England, grew up in Boston, and currently lives in Los Angeles. Every Friday she bakes challah for Shabbat with her husband and 2 children. She is the author of 4 picture books. Challah Day is her first book for Holiday House. I will include more information on how to access more of Charlotte's work. Jason Kirschner is the author and illustrator of Mr. Particular, the world's choosiest champion. When not writing and illustrating, Jason is an Emmy-nominated set designer for television. His credits include The Meredith Vieira Show, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and The Late Show with David Letterman. He has baked plenty of challahs with his wife and teen twins, although they always get hung up at the braiding stage because it isn't as easy as it looks. Are you ready for the recipe? And the author has a note for you, which I shall read first. Author's note. I began making challah with my children once they grew old enough to stop trying to eat the raw dough. Making challah together has brought warmth, laughter, many broken eggs, delicious bread, and a beautiful family tradition into our home. I hope you and your loved ones enjoy this timeless tradition as much as we do. The following recipe makes 4 large loaves. We like to bake them all and share with friends. Alternatively, you can freeze the extra loaves after baking, or freeze part of the dough and thaw at room temperature when you are ready to bake. I highly recommend using any leftovers the next morning to make challah French toast. The recipe also works well cut in half. The process and times remain the same. Challah for a crowd. Ingredients: 2 tablespoons yeast, ½ cup sugar, 1 teaspoon for the yeast, 2 1/4 cups warm water, 6 eggs, 4 beaten, 2 yolks for brushing before baking, 1 tablespoon salt, ½ cup vegetable oil, plus 1 to 3 teaspoons vegetable oil to grease the dough, approximately 9 cups flour, slightly more or less depending upon dough consistency. Optional: chocolate chips, raisins to mix in, or various other toppings to sprinkle on the top. Sesame, poppy seeds, cinnamon, sprinkles, food coloring for rainbow challah, etc. Directions. 1. Pour the yeast into a medium-sized bowl along with 1 teaspoon of sugar and the warm water. Then mix well. Set the mixture aside uncovered for 10 minutes. Fun fact for kids: when yeast is mixed with sugar and warm water, it will start to bubble. This foamy mixture is what will help the challah dough rise. 2. Next, pull out a nice big bowl. The dough is going to puff up quite a bit, so picking a large bowl will help make sure that the dough doesn't spill out over the sides. Use this bowl to beat together 4 eggs. Next, add the salt, remaining sugar, and oil. Mix well. 3. After 10 minutes, the yeast mixture should be full of bubbles. Combine the frothy yeast mixture with your egg mixture and whisk together well. 4. Slowly add the flour cup by cup, mixing as you go. My kids like to help me count so that I don't lose track. 9 cups is a lot of flour. Sometimes we measure the flour out beforehand in a separate bowl. 5. Knead the dough by hand by pushing it, folding it, and pulling it back toward you for 15 minutes. The dough should be soft. If it feels sticky, you can add a couple more tablespoons of flour at a time until it feels smooth. 6. Use a small amount of oil, approximately 1 to 3 teaspoons, to cover the entire outside of the dough. If it feels a bit dry, you can use a little more oil. 7. Cover the bowl with a dish and leave it in a dark place to double in size. This can take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. This is the perfect time to set the table for Shabbat or to curl up with a good book. 8. Next comes one of my kids' favorite parts. Use your fists to punch down the dough and then knead briefly again. Note, you don't want to overwork the dough at this point, so only a little kneading is necessary. 9. Divide the dough into 4 approximately equal-sized pieces. Each of these pieces will become a separate loaf. Note, you can freeze the uncooked dough to bake at a later time. Just make sure the bags are airtight. Or freeze it once baked. 10. This next step is optional, although since it is my kids' favorite step, they would argue that it isn't. Before you begin to braid, mix in chocolate chips or raisins if desired. 11. Split each loaf of challah into 3 approximately equal-sized pieces. Optional. Before braiding, you can mix food coloring into each of the 3 pieces to create rainbow challah. Warning, food coloring will stain your hands. I recommend gloves. 12. Roll or squeeze each of the 3 pieces into 3 long strands. Braid the strands together, smush the ends together, and fold them under slightly so that the ends appear rounded. 13. Place on baking tray, not tree, lined with parchment paper, and leave to rise again for 20 to 30 minutes. 14. Brush with egg yolk, making sure to lightly cover the whole challah. This is what gives it the golden brown color, but try not to let the egg pool in the creases. 15. Optional. Add any desired toppings, sprinkles, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, cinnamon, etc. 16. Bake at 350 degrees for approximately half an hour. Exact time varies 5 to 10 minutes, depending on your oven. Grown-ups, you'll know the challah is ready when it's golden in color. To confirm, flip one over. Does it sound hollow? If yes, it's done. Thank you to my friend Shira Donath, I hope I pronounced that correctly, who first showed me how to make challah, and for more recent inspiration from the Book of Jewish Food, An Odyssey from Samarkand to New York, by Claudia Rodan. Knopf, 1996. Excuse any mispronunciations, please. And there you have it. Another Recipe Read Aloud with Storytime in Stephanie's Kitchen. I am going to go and make my challah so that I will be prepared for Challah Day on Friday. Make sure you check the notes for links to all of the important information so you can make this yourself. And buy the book. As usual, keep reading and keep cooking.